Hello, welcome back to the Scale Modelling Cafe. Welcome to this week's update. Yes, you'll notice on the title card it was for yesterday. That's because, frankly, I just ran out of time, and you'll see why in a second. Right, first of all, a couple of shouts out. One to Mr. Ian Alexander Fife, who very, very kindly donated super thanks towards the channel. Thank you ever so much. It does make a difference because any money that I get from the channel gets pumped straight back into the channel, and it helps sustain everything. And yeah, so thank you very, very much for that. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. If you're not a subscriber, you know what to do. Again, that helps me because the more likes and subscribes I have, the more it kind of throws the channel and the videos out to everybody else out there in YouTube land for them to find. And I know some of you have only recently found the channel, so thank you very much for jumping on board. While I'm doing the please and thank yous, some of the new subscribers and viewers may not know that two of my girls are running the London Marathon in the aid of a charity called WizKids. And WizKids raise money for young people and children who are wheelchair users to help them and their families cope with everyday life. It's a fantastic charity, one that's very close to their heart, as their best friend from school unfortunately caught something horrible and is now in a wheelchair. So I'll put the link in the description below underneath. Every little helps. They've done fantastically well. They've raised £3,000 so far, just £800 to go. So if you have got any sort of spare change left over, if you're putting in an order at your favourite online retail place, just consider maybe rounding it up and donating the couple of extra pounds to the girls' fundraising efforts and for the charity. They'll all be very, very welcome. So thank you very much if you've already donated, and thank you very much in advance if you're going to, if you fancy doing that. So thank you. One more shout out, and that is to my mate Sav. Little in joke between me, him and his missus. Sav is a big fan of the channel, can't get enough of it, and so hello Sav. Right, with all that out the way, let's get on with the channel then. No modelling content for a little while because I'm just waiting to put waiting for the Spitfires to be finished. Then I can use those in the thumbnail, and I'll start releasing those videos, and I'd like to be ahead of the game. So that's why there's been no modelling content. But I do have some reviews for you, and the first one is going to go up tomorrow night, and it is the review of the Laminar Flow Designs conversion set for these models, which is a fantastic segue into what I've been doing over the last sort of week and weekend. It all started at the beginning of the week with doing all the boring bits: propellers, undercarriage wheels, exhausts, pitot probes, all that stuff that really, quite frankly, I find very, very dull and boring. And what I like to do is build the model, get it in primer, and then turn my attention to all these boring dangly bits that seem to take forever to finish off, get them all squared away, and then I've got a fun bit of painting and weathering. Not quite finished all those bits. I still need to weather the propeller blades and the undercarriage, even though it's all painted, and the wheels. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do that over the week, just when I've got an hour or two in the evenings during the week, and then we'll see about actual weathering the models. But the models themselves, two, a bobble top, and I'm going to say it just to annoy the people who get annoyed, Razorback. You know who you are. Okay, the first one is the bubble top clip wing. Oh, rudder's not glued on. I just pinned it. Right, so this one. The paint is, what was it underneath? MRP for the medium sea grey, and then Tamiya for the dark green and the ocean grey. All the markings are sprayed. I did my usual thing first, is spray the middle bit of the fin stripe. So in this case, obviously it's Belgian, so it's yellow. Sprayed that yellow, masked that off, but all the way over. Then did the red, masked that off. Then the black, which is obviously an off black. And then on my silhouette cutter is I cut a rectangle exactly the same size and I just plonk it on the top. Then just a little bit of medium sea grey when I was doing underneath, just to cover up the overspray. And I find that works really, really well. Then I did the camouflage, and then a little bit something a little bit different is I then went and did the codes and the roundels. Did the roundels first, again on my silhouette cutter. Really pleased with how they turned out. Did the yellow first, which sorry, actually did the white first. So I did the codes first. There you go. I'm starting to remember now. Did the codes first. And then with the white and the colour cup, just went over the camouflage just to give a decent undercoat. It wasn't completely solid, doesn't need to be. We're using MRP. There goes the phone. That'll be the missus. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Right, where was I? Yes. Then the yellow went down. Put the red of the roundel mask on. Then put the yellow of the roundel mask on, removed the red mask, painted the red, and then I'd cut just a circle for the middle black bit over the top. Job done. The MRP white went down over the camouflage colours, no problem at all. It's absolutely seamless. And yeah, that was the camouflage, tinted and whatnot as I went along. Then I've painted the... there's no decals on this at all. Everything's painted. So I painted the wing walkway stencils, and then all the stencils themselves are one-man army. The laser cut masks, absolutely amazing. Now, they are for a Mark 1 or Mark 2, but... excuse me, I think I'm coming down with a cold. A lot of the stencils are generic to all the Spitfire marks, so I just use those. Interestingly, according to the Valiant Wings book, the big one over the top with, 100 octane, blah, 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 gallons, etc. Over the top, wasn't on their stencil diagram, so I left that one off. But yeah, other than that, she's all done. Oh, and a blue spinner, because it's 349 Squadron, and they had a blue spinner. Or is it 350 Squadron? One of the two. I think it's 349. But, yeah, really pleased with how that one has come out. So she is ready for weathering. That one was done yesterday. Today is this one. So, full span wings. SEAC camouflage. I wanted a brown and green one. Purely because the other one is ocean grey, even though the ocean grey one is maybe a little bit more interesting because you've got the big overspray with the fresh paint going on. However, these aeroplanes were repainted in theatre, and to that end, because it's a bit of a repaint, I haven't done the black walkways and I haven't done any stenciling on the top. How realistic that is, I don't know, but this is 17 Squadron. I've done the stencils underneath, but not over the white bands, because maybe they went over the top, and maybe the green was left in place and they just sprayed the brown over the ocean grey, maybe. But from what I can see in photographs, you don't get that big sort of overspray where the old roundels were. So I haven't done that. If that is incorrect, please let me know in the comments below and I will fix that probably tomorrow. Again, all markings sprayed. The fuselage codes here were done on the silhouette cutter. The roundels were done on the Silhouette cutter. The serial was actually one-man army masks again. Individual serials, 8-inch codes in 48 scale, placed on. You got to line them up correctly. Mine aren't perfect, but then I guess if this was a repaint, the real one wasn't either. That's my excuse, and I am sticking to that. This has got one decal on it, and that is the 17 Squadron Gauntlet decal on the nose. Got a picture of this particular aeroplane, YBH, in formation with two Ocean Grey machines. You can always tell the Ocean Grey machines because they're actually in black and white. It's quite a high contrast, whereas the brown and green is very low contrast, even just looks like one overall dark colour. This one's at the back of a formation of 3, and that's why I know this one was green and brown. I don't know the serial number of it though, so I've guessed at the number and I've based it on the other aeroplanes in the formation. But the serial number is clearly black because you can't see it on the photo, where they were white on one of the Ocean Grey machines. And one of the Ocean Grey machines has got the rear fuselage band but not the stripes, and I wanted the stripes. I suspect this is probably a post-war aeroplane, probably just after the war, but it's going to be heavily weathered. In fact, both are going to be heavily weathered, because that's my thing, and that's what I enjoy doing. But yeah, MRP completely for this one. Decided to go use the MRP green because it's a little bit more washed out and faded looking than the Tamiya, and yeah, coverage really for this green is not that great. It's not that opaque compared to all the other colours. I think MRP struggle a little bit with some of their greens, this one in particular, but it's a really nice tone. And again, it's been faded and tinted and all the rest of it. And yeah, looking forward to weathering this one. So we are on the final stretch. Beautiful conversions. They look absolutely wonderful. And oh, I've just realised I've forgotten to do the medium sea grey on the bottom of the rudder. I must fix that. I'll do that tomorrow. But yeah, fabulous conversions. Look out for the review coming soon, tomorrow in fact, and having a lot of fun, especially now I'm in the fun bit. So I'm starting to think, what am I going to do next? And what I'm going to do next is a project just for me. Been looking up at the stash. Might be an Eduard Mustang in 72nd scale. Might be the Dora Wings Norseman. Might be an Armour Hobby thing. Might be an Eduard 109. I don't know yet, but it'll be just for me. I'll take some pictures as I go along, and I might even do a little bit of videoing, but not just a like progress video, if you like, ready for a show and tell at the end. So that's going to be that. Right, on with the news then. Face hanger resin, good friend of mine, Mike Reeves, out over in Merca. He's actually dropped his prices, believe it or not, a bit of deflation. The reason he's done that is because his cost of materials has gone down and he's passing that on to his customers. So if you're in the market for any sort of fast jet type embellishments, 3D printed stuff, sort of pylons and some ordnance, seamless intakes, all sorts of things going on, then pop over to Face Hanger Resin and check out the new lower prices. Right, that was that. Qatari have received the first test shots of the 109K4. Initial reports suggest that it's really very, very good. A few tweaks as to be expected, but some of the pictures of the sprues are up, and boy, does it look really, really nice. No engine. That's gonna cause the internet to go into kerfuffle mode, I'm sure. Exactly the same as what it did with the Spitfire. You know, it doesn't come with an engine. Wah 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 wah. It's too expensive because it hasn't got an engine. Wah 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 wah. I have zero sympathy for those people. if you don't want to pay that price for that product, then quite simple, don't then. And no doubt the aftermarket will come along with an engine for it in due course, like they did with the Spitfire. So if you want to put an engine in it, then you're going to have to fork out for a separate engine. Just don't wail about it. They're a company and they want to make money and they want to make awesome kits, and they're pricing it at clearly an effective price point because people bought the Spitfire in droves. So, shut up. That was a little bit aggressive, but internet moaning. I'm frankly, really not bothered. And nor should you be. Right, Eduard have released some CAD renderings of... Are they CAD renderings? I guess they are. Of the MiG-21 F-13 in 48 scale. I'm going to state a fact now, so stand by. The MiG-21 F-13 is the prettiest of the MiG-21 variants, and it's a very, very pretty aeroplane with the slimmer nose and the bubble canopy going on at the front. I think it's really, really nice looking, and I'm really tempted. I've built the Trumpeter one, which actually is a very nice kit. This is going to blow it out the water, though, for detail and refinement inside and especially outside when you look at what they're doing with the rivets. And I can feel another derelict project coming on. So that's that. That's due out at the end of the year. Hopefully they'll make it this year and it won't slip into early next year. But I think they're aiming for maybe sort of October, November time, I think, if memory serves me correctly, maybe even December, but this year. They've also started tooling the A6M50. They're doing the whole series of the Dash 5s. That's going to be cool. Interesting to see how that stacks up against the Fine Molds kit, which also looks amazing. Quite expensive in the UK, though. Right, and the last one I'm going to talk about is what I think is actually turning out to be quite exciting. So IBG Models, mentioned last week that they put in a teaser. In fact, I've got my notes here. Did I write it down? What did they say? It's about the different number of propellers. I think 7 different propellers, was it? Or something like that. Now they've released a teaser, 11 different wings. Quite a few people thought it may have been the P-47 based on the propellers, but there was no way that they had 11 different wings. Now the consensus, or the most popular guess, seems to be Spitfires. And if it is a Spitfire, again, all those people moaning about the Qatari 109 having an engine, no doubt will be smashing the keyboard again. Oh no, not more Spitfires. But, as far as I'm concerned, choice is good. And especially that the king of the 72nd Spitfires are Eduard with the Mark 8 and 9. And do they do the 16? Yes, they do the 16 in the bubble top. And obviously they got their Mark 1 coming out at the end of the year. If IBG are going to do a whole series, that's really interesting, isn't it? I think we're crying out for a Mark 5, a really, really good Mark 5 of the quality of the Eduard Spitfires. That would be amazing. And if it's the Griffin ones, then that's it. I'm going to be in heaven, because that state of the art modern tooling of Griffin Spitfires would be incredible. No idea if it is. I mean, I don't think anyone guessed the Gotha when they did their little sort of teasers last time. I'm wondering if they do it on purpose, and then they read all the comments and go, oh yeah, that would be popular, and that would be popular, and then that, forms some ideas for them. Who knows? Or maybe they just like teasing us, and it's just a bit of fun. I'm sure it's the latter. But what is it now? 28th, I think. Is it Tuesday, Wednesday? They're making their announcement, and we'll all be put out of our misery, and that's going to be really, really exciting. Okay, there we go. Just clicked over 20 minutes there. Stay tuned on the channel. I'm going to be putting up some reviews. I've got a couple of book reviews to bring you as well. Going to be doing those. Stay tuned on Instagram and Facebook for in progress photos of the Spitfires. I'm wondering if by the end of next weekend I'm going to have the first one finished. I doubt I'll get both finished, but certainly the first one finished. That's going to be the bubble top. Get that off the bench, as it were, and then I can turn my attention to the Razorback and get that one done. Okay, listen out on the channel. I'll no doubt do a very quick reaction on the IBG announcement, and yeah, be interested to see what that is. All right, there we are. I'll leave it there. Again, sorry, final plea for the girls' charity, WizKids. Again, I'll leave the link in the description below. If all my subscribers just donated £1, they would more than double their target. There we go. Every little helps. It really does. So thank you very much, and I'll see you soon. Cheers. Bye-bye.